Welcome to voicemail or Voices of Integrity podcast from Mark Boersma for Dummies. Are you all getting as tired of doing this as I am or not?
Possibly.
Wow, what a supportive wife, right? Like, so we're going to see nine. I think we're on nine. So we went through this one here and then nine. We have things that are keeping us back from being everything we're designed to be. What does that mean for all of you? Let's start off with Elaine.
Um, Means that I guess there's things out there that we need to figure out what's holding us back if we're not doing what God intended or what was designed for us to do.
Nita, how about you? What does that mean for you?
Kind of a loaded question.
When you
Um,
say loaded, does that mean good or bad or just it is what it is?
Both.
Okay. Everything. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, how do you know that you're not? Like, how do you know that I'm not being all that God intended to be, to
Right?
intended me to be already?
Isn't that cool? Did you all see it? No? You can't make this stuff up. Like you can't script it. If you're all thinking Mark and Anita got together and we conspired beforehand and Mark coached Anita and said, "Hey, Anita, did I do any coaching on you at all to say that?"
No.
No, not at all. So now comes the really fascinating part. Like this is so cool. Like I can't believe we have this opportunity today. So, did any of you other ladies see what just happened?
Not
Um,
sure.
did sh did she get defensive?
Okay. So that's really cool that Nora asked that question, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Like that took courage. That took a lot of courage for Nora to ask that question. Anybody know why?
As she's a woman.
What does that mean? Like, I don't even know what that means. What does
Well,
that
women
mean?
don't want to hurt other women, so
So, is what you're saying, Elaine? uh, Nora just even bringing that question, just even having that observation could hurt Anita.
yeah, potentially.
Really interesting. What do you think about that, Anita?
Well, it's not necessarily me being defensive. It's just like who gets to decide so is it me is it so what if you think that you're doing that you're fulfilling your full God-given potential. You think that. Like that's your opinion. And then what if I think that you're not? So, I mean, like who 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 gets to have the final say in in what that God-given potential is?
Right? Like that is such a great question.
Like
Holy
honestly, like
cow.
I think I would think that I know like God and myself know me better than what the people around me do. Because
Interesting.
you guys can't read my thoughts. You don't know what's going on inside my head. There's
Interesting. Now
there's only
now it's getting to
me
be
and
fun.
God that knows that.
Nice. That's
I mean,
really
not
cool.
being defensive, but just
No,
say
no,
like
no,
that's
for
how it
sure.
is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Nice. Like you can't, like this is magic to me. I'm like, I am in heaven. Have I died and gone to heaven? Like, whoa. Go ahead. Like Rosanna, Nora, and Elaine, go ahead.
With
So what I didn't think you guys were gonna catch it actually. So I didn't think you're gonna catch, the thing that's not defensive. Okay. It's not defensive. I didn't think you're gonna catch it. And then I was gonna say, do you guys know why you didn't catch it? And then I was gonna say, because you're all women. And so you're crabs in the bucket. You don't even see what's there. Right there, plain sight. It's clear. You don't even see it. But Nora surprised me. And Nora went ahead and actually said something. I'm like, dang, I love being surprised. It doesn't happen nearly enough. I mean, it's just like people are so boring. But Anita, she livened this up. She made this exciting. And then Nora, she jumped in and made it even more exciting. I'm like, ooh, this is really exciting. But all of a sudden, it's about ready to not get exciting. It's ready to go back into the boring
why?
because you're all women.
Okay, help me understand that.
So Nora went ahead and made an observation. I would say, I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm saying that wasn't accusing, wasn't judging, just seemed like it was defensive. Like it seemed like it was like very sweet and very nice. Like, yeah, no big deal. Like here, I don't know. It's an observation. Then Anita responded the way she did, and that's going to shut down all the women.
Yeah, potentially.
Well, it did. It's not a potential. It did. Shut you all down. Boom. None of you guys are going to say anything anymore.
Okay, so my perspective on that is like ultimately the one that's gonna pay, whether that's good or bad, on that is gonna be Anita. Like
Right.
you get to decide if you're being living up to your full potential or
Yep.
not. I would say oftentimes maybe other people can help you, can question you, challenge you on it, and it's not necessarily meant to, if you don't let it, it won't wear you down. It'll get you thinking. Like it'll like keep you kind of in check. Like, am I living up to my full potential? So I would say who gets to decide that would ultimately be Anita.
Right.
If
Right.
other people challenge us, then that keeps us kind of in check with ourselves. Like, okay, am I? Like it revisits it. It revisits it. If nobody challenges you and you don't have self-discipline to challenge yourself, it's challenging to live up to your full potential because we all have a tendency to be lazy. So unless somebody challenges us at times, then we tend to just kind of sit back, and that's my opinion of it. Not saying it's right, just my opinion.
And it's interesting, isn't it? Because right before this, there's blind spots. But the other thing that Mark firmly believes is that we all have blind spots. So when Anita says, well, God and I know me better than anybody else does. Well, but she wasn't, I don't know that she went ahead and watched the one from yesterday. So she's been very faithful. I love when she's on. She adds an element that the other three of you do not. And it's a beautiful element. It's absolutely wonderful. I love it when she's on. When she wasn't on yesterday, I missed her. And so if she had been on yesterday and she would have listened to this, what if she responded today the way she had? And again, there's silence.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not God. I don't know. So I don't know that I shared this. I might have shared it. I forget it. I'm like, I do, 15 to 25 podcasts a week. So it's like, did I share what story? Sharing with so many people, so many stories. And so, Dave Libby, he and I were having a coffee connection of two. And he talked to me about the parable of the 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And so if you're a Christian, you know that. That's a favorite, childhood story. And it's so cute and it's everything like that. And there's actually two of those stories. And so the one with the 5 loaves and 2 fishes, I think there were 5,000 men and then women and children. So Dave went ahead and said to me, he says, do you know much about, Jewish women? And I said, I don't. And he says, so Mark, I wonder if what happened, he didn't say he thought this, but I think he said, I wonder if what happened is Jesus didn't actually go ahead and do the miracle that people thought he did. I said, what do you mean? He says, what do you think's harder, Mark? Do you think it's harder to go ahead and feed 5,000, men with women and children there? Or do you think it's harder to change the hearts of men? And I'm like, I didn't even have to think. Let's see. I don't know. It's immediately, I'm like, changing the hearts of men is infinitely, infinitely harder. I know you guys are all thinking, this guy should be a pastor. Man, this guy's got, but the challenge is I can't be a pastor. Why not?
I don't know. Why
Have
not?
you ever tried it?
Uh-huh.
You've tried being a pastor?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And so, because I'm too honest with people, and people aren't used to that. Going back, anyways, so Dave went ahead and said, like, Mark, the Jewish women are like Baptist women. Whenever they take their children, they always have food. So you're trying to tell me there's no food in that crowd? I'm like, I've never thought of that. He said, what I wonder if what happened is nobody's going to share their food except some little boy. So Jesus is like, hey, looks like everybody's hungry. Does anybody have any food to share? Well, nobody's going to eat the food because they don't want to share it. So the boy comes up and he's just innocently giving it to Jesus and says, hey, here, Jesus. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And he says, and then what happened is it created a ripple, an atomic ripple reaction tree. It created where all of a sudden people started sharing. And when they gathered up all the food at the end, there was an abundance of food, but everybody was hoarding it. And he said, I wonder if the miracle wasn't that miracle of Jesus feeding the 5,000. I wonder if it was that little boy that created a ripple and everybody shared. And when he told me that, I got so excited. I'm like, you got to be kidding. I've never thought of that before. Like ever, never. It never crossed my mind. It wasn't even in the Baptist Sunday school. It wasn't a thought. He says, well, I'm so excited. Like we're in this coffee place and I'm like, man, that guy's got some, high octane. No, it's just like, I could be wrong. Like it's so interesting to me when people say nobody likes to be wrong. I love being wrong. I wish I was wrong more often. What do you mean, Mark? See, I can see stuff that other people can't see, and it's not pretty stuff. Death, destruction. I mean, it's marriages failing, it's people dying, it's alcoholics, it's drug, it's second, third generation sin that's bleeding through. I can see all kinds of stuff, and it's not good. I wish I couldn't see it because nobody likes to say your choices today. This is the ripple of what is going to happen, and nobody likes that. That's why I wouldn't be a good pastor. It's like nobody wants that. As long as you come to church on Sunday and you give, and your kids are in Sunday school, as long as you go out and do that, you'll be fine. That's a lie. It's just a lie. Because it did all of that. So I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I'm like, wow, this is cool. And then I go home and I'm so excited about this newfound stuff, like a 3-year-old. Like, I've never thought of the Bible. And Dave said, well, think about it, Mark. Have you ever been motivated and inspired to go ahead and feed 5,000 people? Nope, never crossed my mind. Ooh, today I'm going to feed 5,000 people. No, he said, but if that miracle was to change the hearts of man, would you be inspired to do it? I said, I could see that because I used a little boy. Which of the 30 boxes on the 530 grid is that one? Box 12, testimonials. The children will lead. See, this stuff is fascinating when you get into it. So I'm so excited. I'm going to go home. I'm going to, tell my wife, I'm going to tell my wife on how excited I was. I go into the kitchen. I say, honey, you're not going to believe what Dave Libby said. And I tell her the whole story, all excited. And she started crying.
Why?
Right? I'm like, why are you crying? She's like, well, Mark, I mean, if that's true, then everything we've been taught, is wrong. Good point to put. It's black and white thinking. See, when people think of black and white, and that's how people are taught in groups, in churches, in groups of people, priests, pastors, Amish, Baptist, they're taught this is black and white. Well, like Anita, I love what she said. Well, who makes it black and white? Well, we do. Our forefathers did. Okay. Were you there? Did you talk to your forefathers? I think your forefathers may be ashamed of you right now. So they use all this leverage improperly. Nora and I were on a conversation the other day, and it's like, you got to be kidding. Where he said that. He said, my forefather. I'm like, what? Like, I don't think so. And so I'm like, well, honey, couple things. One is just because, let's say this is what we've been taught all these years is wrong in this, doesn't make the whole Bible wrong, doesn't make every miracle wrong. It just makes this one's, there's a better way to look at it than we have. And I said, second is, honey, like if what we've been taught our whole life is wrong, wouldn't you want to know this side of eternity rather than the other side of eternity? And she's like, well, I guess so. Like, right? So yeah, I'm pretty confident that, when Anita stands before her creator, yeah, it's not going to be Mark. Mark's not going to have probably anything to do with that conversation. It's all Anita. It's all every one of us. But Nora, she said it sweetly. She said it nice, And so we train other people around us not to go ahead and be honest with us. And we don't even realize it, especially women. I mean, there's a woman yesterday that was just like, it's like, you got to be joking. Like she said, it's good for a man to just tell a woman she's right. There's no if she's right. No, just tell her she's right. It's like, dang. Holy cow. Are you serious? Uh-huh.
So how do you get a man to be curious and ask, what do you mean by that?
So good. Yeah, good point. This should be a bonus session. It should be a bonus session.
Hey, I'm jumping off.
Yep. Did you have anything before you jump off?
No, I was just going to say that you were talking about how we were supposed to improve or be a better version of ourselves. And I think every day we should be working on that. We always should be growing. We should not stop. So that'd be my thought.
Right. And if somebody says to us, you're an idiot, you say, ooh, how am I an idiot? if somebody says to us, hey, I don't think you're living up to your potential, like, ooh, that's really cool. Like, how do I do that? Like, anytime we get some type of criticism against us, then we go ahead and we just, as a reflex, you just reflex it. You just reflex it. It's not a personal attack. And who cares if it is? Who cares if it is a personal attack? Thank you, Rosanna. Anita, questions or thoughts?
No.
So
I
I
got
think that I think that women tend to go ahead and they take things more personal than men. If you say to a man, that shirt looks ugly on you, less and less men, sadly. But a man, okay, like, what are you saying? You're saying the shirt looks ugly on you. Okay, so the shirt's ugly. What do I care? I don't have to look at the shirt. I'm not looking at the shirt and saying, "Ooh," like, I don't care. It doesn't matter as a man. As a woman, if you say your blouse looks ugly, a woman will tend to internalize that and saying, you're looking ugly. You look ugly. Women will tend to internalize things. Is that good or bad?
Well, it could be either or, depends on what it is.
Right? Because men, it's like you got to hit them over the head with a 4x4. It's like you have got to go ahead. You've got to go ahead and like, they don't get it. Some women too. Some women, you just got to hit them over the head. It's just like some kids. It's like, some kids, you just look at them and they correct themselves. Others, they're stubborn, locked in. It's just insane. It's just insane. So this has been really good. Thank you, Anita. Love having you on. If you go back and look at number 8, and see, I believe God sees me, but I don't believe that I see everything about myself. I think other people can see more about me than I can. I think I can see things about women that they cannot see. Women can't see it. My mom, many times, like, she's got stage 4 cancer tumor and she's on hospice. She's going to die. Like, they said 2 to 6 months. And so, my dad died before, she did. So I started dating my mom, and it was fun. Every week we'd do it. And one of the things I loved about her, man, she was a sassy girl. Holy cow. And I'd go ahead and she's like, what's on your mind today? I said, man, I hate this about women. And she's like, women aren't like that. She'd get all poosty at me. But I don't know. She'd think about it maybe for a day or so, and she'd come back and said, Mark, I was thinking about what you said about women, and it's true. I'm like, right, Mom? Like, it's not true 100% of the time with 100% of the women. And what's true about women is also true about men, but there are differences, less and less these days, which is really sad for women. It really is. I mean, for men too. And so I think that when we realize that we're training people not to go ahead and say things about us, like if somebody says, Mark, I don't think you're living up to your potential, that's really cool. That's really cool. Because that shows me that they care.
Do you think we don't see it because of self?
Maybe a wounding, like as a child. Like maybe as a child, like my dad, when I was, I don't know, 45, 50, something like that. And he says, Mark, I have 10 things against you. And I'm like, okay, Dad. And he's like, I'm going to tell you these 10 things. And then I don't want you to say anything. And I'm like, I don't know, 45, 50 years old. And he reaches into his pocket. I remember exactly. Reaches in the pocket, pulls out the 10, reads all of them, puts it back in his pocket, walks away. I'm 45 years old. Now, if that would have happened when I was 5, but it did. It happened at 45. I was speechless. I'm like, I don't even know what to say, Dad. Like, okay, you told me to do something. I did it. Did that create trauma for me? I mean, not unless I could use it to manipulate other people and leverage it. Then I guess I could use it. So I don't know, Elaine. I think I think women, if they understand that they over internalize things, and that's not good, because it's like good and bad guilt. Like there's good guilt and there's guilt that we have that we should have. And that helps us to change behavior. Then there's bad guilt where we have guilt that we shouldn't have. And when we have bad guilt, I think that takes away energy from the good guilt.
Uh-huh.
And so if somebody hasn't been healed, then they connect other things. And so if I say something that's, let's say, use Anita for an example, if I say something to help her, but she takes that as being critical, or she takes that as being, if she believes, if that triggers, and it could be me as a man, it could be my voice, it could be my tone, it could be the words I'm saying, it could be a whole bunch of different things. And if she takes that, she can misunderstand totally what I'm saying. And she can take it as something as to harm her when it really could help her. And, Christians are very fond of saying, speak the truth in love. And they emphasize love. And who determines that love? It's the receiver, which is the worst person in the world to go ahead and be the judge of that. I mean, it just is. So, anybody else have anything else? So if we have time, we're going to go and address Nora's question, because that one's going to be I just have a sense it's going to be really fascinating. It's going to be really a fascinating conversation. So next one we're going to do is 10. We have a tendency to judge others by their actions, but us by our intentions. I never heard that. Jim is brilliant. Just brilliant. The guy's a crazy genius. Like the insight into people, but he's a chaplain, for police officers worldwide. Like we have a tendency to judge others by their actions. And so they're doing something, saying something, doing something to us, but us by our intentions. So I intended to do this. This is my intention. And so we're hypocritical. So this one's going to be a really good one for sure. And so that's going to be really good. So appreciate you all. Thank you. Have an amazing day. Bye.